Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. Today, let us talk about when to use which visualizations. We were talking about the last Thursday. I think when should I use filters and what is the difference between a Power View filters and the slicer, right? So these are the differences I was talking about on that day. And whenever you're talking about any visualization, you have to know purpose of that visualization. Step number one. Step number two, what are the columns it contains? It contains what kind of a field wells? Field well means columns. So slicer is going to be containing only one field well. Now, in that, whether we can drag and drop a dimension or a factor, that is what you have to know. So in this, we are going to be dragging and dropping only uh, the dimension data. Now today, let us talk about formatting options, right? So when you drag and drop a text well value, so you are going to be getting a list is the default setting over there, right? So when you have a large amount of data, you have to go in for the drop down. Let me quickly go and tell you. So by default, when you go and click on this, there is a slicer settings. So by default, you will be able to see the vertical list. But when you have a large amount of data, this one, you have to make it to drop down and you will be able to find out like this. Plus you have to go and enable the search. Okay. When you go here, you will be able to find out a search there, right? So when you have a large amount of dimensional data, you have to choose the vertical list. So when you have a number data, department ID, so by default, it is going to be taking a between operator. So the next one is list and drop down you have. When you take a date, between plus list a drop down relative date, last month, last 1 day sales, last 1 week sales, last month sales, go like that. So next month sales, next month dues, next month deliveries, something like that. We are going to be, getting this kind of a data. When you use the date, the between operator is the default one, and list drop down relative date, all these things will be there when you drag and drop the date. So it depends upon what kind of a data you're using. Based on that, these options being selected automatically. Now today, let us talk about the next option is formatting option. So let me just go there. And we spoken about when you click on the slicer. So let me talk about the general first, then again we'll come back to the visual. So we're talking about now, click on this, you will be able to go to formatting options. The first one, let us talk about general one. So when you go to the properties, and here you have a size, what is the size of this box and what is the width of this box, it is going to be telling you. So you can increase, you can decrease also, right? So that is a size in which you should be able to use this. For example, I wanted to have 200 height and 200 width, right? It is a square type. So square type box I wanted to have. So, but I wanted to enlarge this. If I wanted to enlarge this, I wanted to enlarge this. I wanted to enlarge this. When you go here and click on general, go to properties, it is not able to, proportionately getting enlarged. So here 334, here 294. But whenever I drag and drop like this, I wanted to have the values proportionately. Same values I wanted to have. Clear? So when you drag and drop like this, what is happening? It is something different value, it is something different value, but I wanted to have, whenever I drag like this, it is going to be it should have the proportionately, it should increase or decrease. So if you wanted to do like that, so what is that you need to do? You have to go log aspect ratio, make it on. Clear? When you when you make it on, when you drag and drop like that, it is going to be giving you equal values, height and width will be equal. So that is what is called a log aspect ratio in the general properties tab. Clear? What is the width and what is the size? And if you wanted to maintain the same size, for example, I wanted to maintain 120 by 120. You can maintain whatever you wanted to, or you wanted to maintain 220 by 220. But I wanted to increase this. When you want to increase this, both of them are increasing proportionately, same values. But if you make it off and try to increase this value is not in the, it is not, increasing proportionately. So that is what the importance of log aspect ratio. Not very important, but at least you should know these properties. Then position. The position means where this is located, where this is located, and where this is located, and where this is located. You need to understand this is what is called, y-axis, and this is what is called x-axis. X-axis, and this is what is called y-axis. Now, the x-axis 0 is going to start from here, and it goes till 1000. And here, what happens? It is like this. So the 0 is going to start here, and it will come till 1000. Clear? So 0, it is going to be starting there, and it is going to be 0 here. So x-axis also 0 to 1000, and y-axis also 0 to 1000 here. Now, let me take this value. When you take this to corner, so this will be 0. Y-axis is 0. X-axis may be somewhere this one, right? Let me just click on this, and let me go to click on general and see it is a 0 and 0. When I'm bringing it down, the y-axis value is gaining. The x-axis is still 0. 0 means it is there in the 0, but it is coming down. Coming down means it is increasing. Have you seen this? It is going to increase, and when you take it up, going to decrease. So that is what you need to understand. Clear? Now let us talk about this. When you go and try to and see the position where it is located, it is located in the horizontal and the vertical. So when you take it up, vertical and horizontal will become 0. So when you bring like this, so horizontal means x-axis values 0. It is 0 now. 0 to it has become 279. When you bring it down, so this value also will get increased. Clear? Vertical means this axis, horizontal means this axis, right? So where it is located, that value you can say I wanted to have it in 500 and 500 location. So this is the location. So where is that you wanted to maintain? I wanted to maintain this in this location, that location, wherever you wanted to locate, so that you can give the values. And so that when you go and click on general, so in the properties, the size we discussed, the position I'm talking about. So where is this located? So based on that, it is going to be, based on these values, it is going to be, displaying this visualization. That is a position. The next one is called advanced options, maintaining layer order. So I never used this. What is this layer order? But if it is it is not very important, just forget about it. If you wanted to reset the values, you can reset it. It will go back to the normal values. That is what is called under property size, position, and advanced options. Not very important. At least you should know. Title. If you wanted to give some titles, you need to make it on. In the title, you can say select region. Okay, so this is what is called select region will be the title, and you can increase or decrease whatever you wanted to have, right? You wanted to increase this, decrease this. So normal font, and the 10 I wanted to make it on. So whatever you wanted to make it on and off, so these things can be neatly, and you can have bold, italics, and underline. And I wanted to have a different color altogether, and I wanted to also give some conditional formatting. So I wanted to have a background. If you want to give some background, you can also give some background, right? So you can give, so whatever you wanted to have it, you will be able to have, and you will be able to select whatever you wanted to select. Clear? So this is what is called, if it is a bigger text, then you can also wrap. Wrap means the second line will come down. If you have a bigger phrase, then you cannot arrange in a single line. So you can bring it down. So text wrap means the second line is going to come down. So that is what clear. So this is what is called a heading. If you wanted to have a heading, you will be able to have the heading there. Titles. Effects means already we discussed. Effects means visual border shadow. Then the transparency. For example, I wanted to give border color. I would like to change, or I would like this is background color. And transparency means when you increase this transparency, it will be lighten, and it is a dark and it is a light. So transparency 100 means it is going to be white. White means transparency means there is no color at all. So that is what you need to understand. So transparency 0 means a dark in color. So dark in color. So you can change this color. So 100% means no color. It is white color. So no color we can have. And visual borders, what kind of a border you would like to have. I would like to have this kind of a border, and round corners you can maintain like this. Okay. So this is how you should be able to get the corners, shape. Have you seen this shape? So that is the corners shapes. If you wanted to have it, just go back and go to the effects and go to the visual border. So in this, you can increase or decrease, right? And round corners, if you wanted to maintain like that, you will be able to get the round corners. For this also, you can just go there and go to general, go to effects. Now you should be able to go to visual border, and you should be able to change the color and the corners. Let me have like this. So this will be, having this kind of a corners. Have you seen this? Now, let me just go back and talk about this and effects. So background, visual border, shadow also, you can have the shadow. So now it is outside shadow. Now you can also have inside shadow. Now you can have the shadow. You can have the shadow or bottom right and a top left shadow, or you can have custom shadow. You can give your values and a top right shadow or center shadow, or you can have bottom shadow. So whatever the shadow that you wanted to have. Okay. I wanted to have shadow to be in this color, shadow to be in this color. So shadow to be in this color. So whatever you wanted to have, you can have, or you can also reset the values. So this is the shadow. Now the next one, title and effects, header icons. You have lot of icons. This is one icon, this is one icon, this is one icon. I wanted to hide these icons. Whenever you go, you will be able to see a lot of icons that you can have background, border, icon. So whatever the icon colors, you can change, or background color. I would like to give some color to the icon like that. Icons will have a color. So border also can give like this. And so whatever you wanted to have, you can have like them. And icon, has to be there in this font. And transparency means white in color, right? So like that, you can change the address of icons. And after that, you have when you open it, you will be able to have the icons. What icons you wanted to have? I wanted to have a filter icon. Let us make it off. When you make it off, it is now, it can show you here. But when you deploy this report, this is not going to show in the Power BI service, right? So now it is going to show you, even though you put it on or put it off, doesn't matter. Now this icon is going to be disappearing when you have your so let me make it on and off. I made it off, the filter icon, and it is going to be removed when you deploy this to the Power BI service. That is what you got to understand. Then help tooltip, lot of things are there. So focus mode. So whatever you wanted to make it off or make it on, all these things. Focus mode means it will become a bigger one like this. It will become bigger one, then it will go to back to normal. So you can have a focus mode. It will give you the entire page. Okay. It will, spread across the page, and you can just go back. That is what is called the focus mode. Now you can, remove this, or you can hide them whenever you wanted to hide them. Otherwise, just leave it. Okay, reset to defaults. Now these are common for all the visualization properties, title, effects, header icons, alternative text, description that will ready for the screen reader on a selecting visual. Okay, if you have a screen reader, you can have this this can be used. If you have a screen reader softwares are available, right? If you mention something here, when the blind people are going to be there, so for them nothing is visible, right? So whenever they click on the mouse, it is going to be reading the text, right, from this window. So that is what is called the alternate text. If you wanted to give, you can give. So these are the common properties for all the visualization. When you use this, these are common. When you go in for this, these are common. When you go in for this, anything will be the most of the time this properties are common. So now let me click on this. Now I wanted to go to visual. I wanted to click on this, click on this, click on this. Now go to visual. I have a slicer settings. Now options, we discussed about vertical list, then tile, then we spoke about a drop down. Clear? So that is what is called vertical list. And when should I use vertical list? All these things we discussed. And selection. So we are able to select only one thing, right? If you wanted to select multiple things, I have to use what? Single select off. Multi-select with control is on. Okay. So if you wanted to have multiple selection, so control button. So if you make it off, without a control button, you can make it on. So this is what is the meaning. So I am not using the control button now. Even though I'm not using the control button, it is having. But if you wanted to use a control button, multi-selection with the control button. So that is the meaning. Okay, control. When you make it on, then for the next selection, you need to use a control button. Clear? So show select all button. When you make it on, so select all also will come automatically. I would like to have, select all button. By default, it is not going to be there. But if you wanted to have that, you need to just come there and on it. So sometimes I wanted to choose in any one, not multiple things. Clear? So I can choose multiple, but select only one means, so either it will become like this. Only one value you can select at a time. It will become a radio button. A radio button means only one value you can select. So when you make it off means you can have the multi selection, right? So that is a single select, multi select with the control. If you make it on off, then you can easily do multi-selection like this. When you make it on, you have to use control. You need to press the control, then only multi-selection is going to be happening, right? Now reset the default. Slicer header. So this is what is called a header I'm talking about, right? So header, I would like to have slicer header. So that settings you can have region, or you can say select region. So press enter. So you will be able to have the select region. But remember, if you have a header here, and don't go and give the title also. If you give title is also on, and you will be able to see two headings. Select region is from coming from black text from here, and the select region is also coming from header text. So if you're planning to use header text, if you're planning to use this, don't use this. The better remote off. Clear? So that is what is my point. Let me remove this and go back to the visual. Then you have a header select region. So all the settings are available here. If you have some summary, the summary also you can have. Show summary means select region. So east will be shown. North will be shown. If you select both, multiple selections. So that is what is called summary. If you make it off, it is not going to show you anything. Am I clear? So that is what is called slicer header. Now, when you come down to the border, I can have top border, bottom border, left border, right border. To this, headers you can give. So whatever you wanted to give, you can give. Otherwise, you don't need anything. Okay. Line width. So line width. So what is the width? So what is the size that you can set up? Otherwise, you can just leave that. Okay, so this is what is all about the slicer head. Now, when you come down background, I wanted to have the background is nothing. But if you think that this background is good, you can give the slicer header background will be like this. Okay, now this is header. Now, remaining portion is called values. All these are called values. And this is what is called header. So it is going to be divided into two parts. One is called header. Second one is called values, right? So it is a border header. So only header things are going to change. The second portion I'm going to be talking about now values. Okay. When you go to the values, how values you would like to have? I would like to have the value in the 14 font, or I wanted to have the values in this color, right? I wanted to have the border top, bottom, right for each and every value. So this is for the values, right? I wanted to give the color as a different color for the border, right? If you give the border color, now you see the colors will change. Now line width, now background for the values. So background I wanted to have like this. So all these things you should be able to modify. So this is the settings for the visual. So slicer header, values. Now that's it, nothing else. Whatever you wanted to maintain, you can maintain. And the slicer settings, I discussed about the slicer settings. Have you seen this? Now, if you wanted to sort the data, the sorting options are available here. I wanted to sort the data, sort descending, sort ascending. So based on this data, it will get sorted. Okay. So if you have some data and how is that I would like to sort this data, you can have the sorting options, right? So everywhere you can go and you should be able to have the sorting options. For example, 2005, 2006 data, it is sorted based on the year number, but I can also sort this data based on the some other values. So anything, if you wanted to do it, that can be done, right? So I want to sort this value based on this. I want to sort this value based on this. Means anything you will be able to make the changes. So that is what is the extra, the formatting options are available here. So most of the format options are available here. So that is what is called slicer visualization. But now slicer has some issues. For example, I wanted to go to slicer. Now I wanted to have a category wise. So this is the category. Now within the category, let me have one more slicer. Okay, within the category, for example, accessories sales this much, bikes sales this much, clothing sales this much, component sales this much. I wanted to go to bikes category. Within the bikes category, I wanted to have one more slicer. Okay, I wanted to have one more slicer. So I wanted to take one more slicer like this. Now I wanted to have. So let me go and format painter. You will get the border. In this, I wanted to have the subcategory. If I remove this, if I remove, you will be able to get all the subcategory names. But when you click on the bikes, you will be able to get, bikes within that. What is the sales of mountain bikes? So you will be able to know 9.95. Let me go and erase this. Let me go and erase this. I wanted to go for the bikes and road bikes sales. Road bikes sales is 14. Okay, 14.52 million. Let me simply click on erase. Let me click on erase button. So I wanted to go to bikes and go for the touring bikes. So touring bikes is 3.84 like that. So one slicer, and within that you can have one more slicer. And within this, I wanted to have the product. Let me drag and drop one more slicer. So I'll be able to get one more slicer. In this slicer, I wanted to have. Okay, let me just take this up. Take this up. Let me also take this up. And within this, I wanted to maintain a product name. Let me erase this. Erase this. I wanted to click on the bike. And within that, I click on the mountain bike. Within that mountain bike, and what is the sales for this product? So this product sales is this much, like that. So category, after that subcategory, after that product name. So how many slices I have used? I have used three slices because we can drag and drop only one column. So instead of maintaining many slicers, I wanted to use, let me delete this, Instead of using many slicers, I wanted to get a hierarchy slicer. So I have only one slicer is available here, but I wanted to get multi slicer option, or you can say hierarchy slicer. Hierarchy means what? Hierarchy means I wanted to have category. Within that category, I would like to have subcategory. Within that, I need to have product name. So when you maintain three slicers, it is unnecessarily occupying space. So category here, subcategory here, product name here, unnecessarily it is going to be, wasting the space. Now I don't want to take this slicer. I wanted to use hierarchy slicer. Unfortunately, it is not available there. If it is not available there, you have to go click on this icon. You have to go and get it from online. So how to get from online? So you need to first you have to sign in. If you don't sign in, you will not be able to get this. Now click on this dot dot dot. So get more visuals. Now it is asking, give me one user ID. We have PBA user 56 at the rate goonlinetrainings.com, right? So I'm going to be using PBA user 56, 55, 54. So if something is not working, you check with others, okay? So continue. The password we know, India at the rate 12. So 56, I would like to use India at the rate 12. Sign in. So now you see what is going to be happening. You logged in with 56 user, you observe here, and lot of visualizations are available. I wanted to get one hierarchy slicer. So where is that slicer? You have a lot of things. The text filters are available. Chiclet slicer is available. Time slicer. A lot of slicers are available. People may ask you, have you used any third party or did you use any custom visualizations? So that is what they'll ask you. I'm talking about hierarchy slicer. So I would like to go and search for hierarchy, right? When I say hierarchy slicer is available here. Have you seen this? There is a hierarchy slicer. So this is available. I wanted to click on this loading data. Now this one, I wanted to add, okay? I wanted to add one slicer. Now this visual was successfully imported in your report. Now where is this located? Now this is what is one, you got it from the net. So this is, you can use it, but you know that it is not very good. I want to have something else. You can also Google it. If you can also Google it. So a lot of visualizations are there. Now you can simply drag and drop this. Now within this, you can have fields. So I can have a category name. So within the category, I want to have the subcategory like that. When you open, you will be able to get the subcategories there itself. Have you seen this? Now this is the beauty about this slicer. Now you will be able to get the plus, minus, all the buttons are visible. Now you will be able to get like this. Now everything is plus, minus, accessories, bikes. Within the bikes, you have mountain bikes. Now road, whatever you would like to have, you will be able to have them here itself. Now this is what is called arrange. Now you take the product name also. Within the mountain bikes, you have all the mountain bikes. Within the road bikes, you have all the road bikes. Accessories. Within that, you can have bike racks and hit racks. So whatever you wanted to take it, you will be able to have like this. Now this is what is called a leveraging. Leveraging means I wanted to download some visualization from the net and I wanted to use it. Clear? So have you used any such products or such visualizations? Means you can say yes. So hierarchies, we had a slicer, but my customer was asking to show this kind of a data. Now, instead of showing this slicer, we used a hierarchy slicer like that. You can say we have used at least 3 to 4 visualization. So like that, you just read this, 1 or 2 from the net, and you will be able to implement lot many things from the net as well. Just go there and get more visuals. Now you have a lot of visuals, right? Now, so you have a change over time visuals, you have comparison visuals, okay, you have correlation visuals. So this is for the data science reports, distribution visuals, filters visuals, okay. So now flow visuals, right? You have infographics visuals, and you have a KPI, key performance indicator, right? So you have advanced card. We have a card visualization. It is there, right? It is a card visualization. So when you go here, when you go, there is a card visualization is available. Where is this? So when you go to card, so this is the card visualization, right? I wanted to have the advanced card visualization. So what is the purpose? You read and you will be able to get. So you can tell them that I have used advanced card visualization. So you can explain them what was the difficulty of the normal. So card visualization is under KPA. KPA means key performance indicator. What is this? What is that you will get extra in this? What is that you don't have in that existing card visualization? Like that, I wanted to show something in the percentage of KPA gauge. Okay, I would like to show like this. So whatever you wanted to have, you can have the custom visualizations. I wanted to show like this. Now whatever you wanted to have, I would like to have the bullet chart. Okay, I would like to have multiple spark lines. So whatever you wanted to have, there are 200 plus visualizations are available that you can get it. But remember, out of these visualizations only, we have approximately 36. If you take any samples, you don't have 10 to 15 visualizations. You take any dashboards, any report from the Google. So let me go to Google. Let me tell you. So sample Power BI dashboards or reports. Okay. Let me say sample Power BI reports, right? When you open this, you will be able to have a lot of images. Now you see maximum card visualization, a table, a normal, column chart. So this is a, what is this? I forgot the name of this. So yeah, tree map visualization is this. So like that, the existing ones only, you see thousands of report samples in the online, you will be able to find out only the same visualizations are going to come repeatedly. This is a card visualization. This is a bar chart, a column chart, you see, and it is a pie chart. And like that, we are going to be discussing about all these things, but did not discuss this, right? We will discuss. This is a map chart. Only some 10 to 15 visualizations we are going to be using, not more than that. This is what is called card visualization. This is what is called some fill chart, right? So bar chart, column chart, only this one we are going to be using. So maximum, if 10 to 15 charts, and you will be able to create a wonderful reports in your life. So that is what is called slicer visualization, and the format settings we spoken about. And the last one, how can we see log aspect on also be discussed about. You wanted to maintain horizontal. For example, I wanted to have a vertical, central, east, south, west. You can also maintain horizontal ones. Okay. So let me delete it. Remove this. If you wanted to maintain any vertical or horizontal, you can also have category names are available like this, right? So this is a vertical list. Let me just go back, and you can also maintain some slicer setting, vertical list, right tile. It will become like this. Okay. It will become like this. like this. Okay, so whatever you're able to see, when you keep, even when it is a tile, it will show you like this. Okay, so earlier it was a orientation horizontal. Now this property has been removed. This property has been removed. Now it is showing as a tile. So Microsoft is also changing a lot of options. Earlier we were using orientation is equivalent to horizontal. Now it is no more. Clear? So like that, there are some settings. Now hierarchy slicer, advanced hierarchy slicer, leveraging the custom visuals. This is what I spoken about, right? Slicer versus hierarchy slicer. Slicer always takes only one field well. So if you wanted to maintain, a hierarchy slicer, the better go in for the, custom visualizations. So that is what we discussed. Clear? Now, tomorrow we'll talk about some more visualization. That is very smart, small session. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.